Hi guys, my name is Mukhlisa Jakparalieva. I am Flex finalist. I just came to America in like 2 months ago, and I want to share a little bit about my experience. So I was hosted in Washington, not DC. It's not a capital, but one of the Washington states, which was close by California. And can we move? So I was born in 2007. And I graduated specialized school, and I'm from Andijan as you. And I have many characters that maybe Flex just choose me because of it. I'm really friendly and I'm a positive person, and Flex mostly choose people who are like this, like who can adapt to new environments, new like life in different country easily. So maybe it's one of the key ideas that you need to be. And I have, yes, she's not my host family, but she's my coordinator. She welcomed me in airport because my host family were lawyers and attorneys, so it was difficult for them to come to visit me and kind of welcome me in the airport because it was like 2 a.m. like p.m. But she welcomed me with the poster. Most Americans do this as an welcoming to a new student. And yeah. So this is my host family, my first host family. I changed it after 6 months. There was some struggles that you can change. So this is my birthday party that I did with my friends. We cooked samsa, and there was like Flex finalists from Tajikistan that we studied in same school. So we were kind of close friends, but we made a lot of friends like out of the like Central Asia. But most of the cases we were friends because we have like similar traditions and cuisine as well. So uh, my host mom, my host dad, and my little brother, like siblings, and can yeah, she's my host mom in the last like exchange year. I changed my host family because of some struggles of the my first family's work, because they were busy, because you understand like being a lawyer and same time caring for other children will be a little bit difficult for them. However, I made very good person in my life that she's so cool. She likes traveling, and she has two daughters. She like they kind of echo with my age. So she always tried to like keep motivated me, try to a lot of things like rock climbing, kayaking. I went also skiing. It's like rarely, but because she really liked it, like skiing, I learned it, and she never kind of um, she always helped me not to feel homesick, and I'm really kind of grateful that I met her as my host mom. And they are my host family. She's Fatima, as I told you. She's from Tajikistan, and it's her host family. We were really close because of I spent a lot of time in their house, and Fatima came to my house, so we were like kind of best friends in America, and and we went a lot of places together with her host family as well, because they really kind of like it, host family, and they Fatima was their second exchange student. First one was from Uzbekistan, and because of it, they kind of clicked with me, and they even called me as a Pinkie Pie, which is like the name, like nickname from a positive character. And they kind of, when I visited their house, they always called me like, "Hi, Pinkie Pie, you come." So it was actually good to meet like kind of people, and I met a lot of other exchange students across the world. She is from Egypt, Selena from Pakistan, Japan, Italy, Mongolia, and Germany. So it's kind of really good experience to meet other people across the world, and you can find kind of people that you can visit the country and they kind of welcome you in their own countries. So I joined a lot of activities in school. One of them was Mr. Ike. We fundraised money for like disabled kids, and it's like one of the actions that we are doing. It's like final. It was like kind of family that we kind of gather, and we did some kind of events. We kind of made basketball game with teachers, and the entrance fee, like tickets, the money for tickets we sent to the hospital for caring and doing operations for children's kind of maybe heart disease. So it was fun actually. And they are my American friends. It was my last day in the US. We did like goodbye party. We kind of met a lot in school because we had a lot of like AP classes. As you know, there are like A-level classes in presidential school. So I studied a lot of AP classes. It's good for university. I want to study abroad. And so this was fun. And this is the dress that I wear in prom. So we know that in America they do like prom. So it was kind of traditional, and because of it, like teachers, when they see it, they really like it because no one sees such kind of dress before and never heard about Uzbekistan before in my community. So it was some kind of exchanging the idea and the culture with them. And I went to Pacific Ocean. It was a coast because I live in Washington. It was close to the coast. And if you know or not, but there are like Seattle. It's one of the biggest cities in the America. So it's so beautiful, and being in the place and seeing ocean for the first time kind of remind me a lot of good memories. So this is our flex community in the last time. Like we are going back home, and we stopped in Germany, and everything started in there. That's meeting friends and excited to go to our host town. And this is the end how we kind of finish it in our exchange year. So thank you for guys.
We studied together at school number 13. Do you know school number 13? Yes, in Mikrayon. And there we had a teacher whose name was Tamara Nikolaevna. And she still is, and she was one of the most amazing teachers who changed the course of my life. Because when we were studying there, she had a lot of students who used to go to the USA on Flex program. And I saw those students, and I started dreaming. I started dreaming that one day, just like those students, I'd go to America on Flex program. And I started studying hard. So today, if I can inspire at least one of you, I will have done my bit of contributing to the society, okay? So I'll tell you about Flex program. Before Flex program, I'd like to tell you about what I do nowadays. Nowadays, I'm a principal at private school. We have a private school called Iqra Academy. It's in Andijan. You may have heard about it. You may not have heard about it. It is right next to Yoshlar Tehnoparkı on Barbershop Street. And we are also opening a kindergarten very soon. Well, I went on Flex program in 2006. So this was 19 years ago. So how old are you now? 15? So when I went to America, you were not born yet. So that was that many years ago. I was Flex student in Florida, in America, and I studied in a public school. I lived with a family, and I think my stay was one of the most successful stays there, because to this day, I keep in touch with my host family. They have visited Uzbekistan 3 times already. They came to my wedding, and we traveled with them to Samarkand and Bukhara twice. And this year, they are coming again. They came when I opened my school, when we opened Iqra Academy. My host family came to Uzbekistan. And this year, they are coming again just to visit us. Okay? So we keep in very, very close touch. But right now, I'd like to tell you about something that I learned in Flex program, but before reaching America. So when you participate in Flex program, when you win, when you're a finalist and you're selected to go to the United States, there is something called orientation program. Muhlisa, did you have orientation program? Yes, where was it? In Tashkent. Okay. Ours was in Virginia, in the state of Virginia. We stayed in a hotel. Actually, our orientation program was in two parts. One part was in Kazakhstan. We were in Astana. And one part was in the United States, in a hotel. For 3 days, we had this orientation program. And I learned two things in this orientation program. I got answers for two questions. First question was, which one is better, America or Uzbekistan? So what do you think? Which one is better, America or Uzbekistan? Okay, they have both the benefit. Okay, short one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly, exactly. Especially like dental care is very, very expensive in America. Okay, and everybody said, of course, America, because that's why we are coming to America, etc., etc., etc. And we got a little bit different answer. America is not better than Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is not better than America. They're just different. Okay? America and Uzbekistan, they're very, very different countries. That's why it is so exciting to go to America and see everything new. Different school, different sports. For example, there's American football, there's pickleball, baseball that you might have never played in Uzbekistan, right? There are different TV shows, there's different music, culture, holidays, right? American people have the very different holidays. They celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day differently than in Uzbekistan, right? Uzbekistan is also beautiful. Uzbekistan is also amazing, right? And Uzbekistan is different than America. That's why Americans love coming to Uzbekistan. That's why my host family, people who live in America and love America, they're coming to Uzbekistan for the fourth time now. Okay? That's how you need to look at it. Uzbekistan and America, they're just different. Not better, not worse, just different. Okay? When you look at it that way, you'll enjoy it most. Okay? Now, second question. Second question was how to be successful in your flex year. Okay? So you are going to America for 1 year. How to make it very, very successful year. Because you can go there and be very successful, make a lot of friends, meet amazing teachers, meet amazing people, play a lot of sports, travel a lot, etc., etc. Or you can go there, be miserable, don't like the food, don't like the weather, don't like the people, etc., 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 and be stressful. Okay? So how to be successful in your flex year? One key skill that you need to be successful in your flex year, they taught us in this orientation program, is ability to ask questions. Is your ability to ask questions. Right now, I was watching, Mukhlisa did her presentation, and you guys were asking amazing questions. Very good questions, right? You just needed a little bit motivation from the Rabba, but you start asking a lot of interesting questions. This is very, very important. Your ability to ask questions, especially in new place, with new people, right? In Uzbekistan, even if you go to a new place, you go with a friend, with a relative, or with a parent, right? But if you win flex, you'll go to America, you'll go there alone, right? There will be a lot of new people and you will be by yourself. So your best friend and your best assistant are your questions. Because when you ask questions, people start becoming friendly. People start becoming friendly. They start helping you. They start liking you, right? They start joining with you to do different things. So this ability to ask questions, even from each other, In the beginning, the robot did a little bit exercise, right? You start asking about your names, your school, your hobby, where you see yourself in 5 years. These are simple questions that can lead to more questions. So when you go to America, this is very important skill to adapt, right? Not to have a culture shock. When you go to a restaurant, you can sit and say, I don't understand all of this food. Or you can ask questions. It's not only in America, even in Uzbekistan. Once it happened that my little brother, went to Tashkent to study in Tashkent. I was living in Tashkent at that time, and he had come to Tashkent for the first time. And some of his friends were very rich guys, and they went to a restaurant, to some expensive restaurant, for a birthday party. And he came back home about 3 hours later after the birthday party finished, and he was like, I'm very hungry. I said, you're coming from a birthday party at a restaurant. How are you hungry? And he said, I didn't understand the food there. I couldn't eat it. So you can be like that, not eat the food, not understand it, or you can ask questions. What is this? What is it made of? Do you like it? What do you recommend? How is it eaten? What should I eat it with, right? So you can ask these questions. But there is a bonus for people who like asking questions. Ability to ask questions, skill of asking questions, is important not only in your flex year, but it is also important in your life. Okay? Nowadays, a lot of people think that if you know a lot of things, you don't ask questions, you just tell, and everybody will listen. But this way, you can be only a worker. If you know everything, you will be a worker, you will be an employee. But if you know how to ask questions, you will be the boss. Because the boss, the leader, needs to know how to ask questions to get the best out of his employees. Okay? So this is what I have found in my own experience, that ability to ask questions helps you a lot in your career, especially when you are a leader. Okay? So this is very important skill. These are the things that I wanted to tell you about. Okay?
And I'm 2020 Flex finalist. Right now, I'm working at English Life. I'm a senior English teacher. Okay, I'm happy to see you all. And I want to speak both in English and in Uzbek. So I applied to a Flex program in 2020, and my father is an English teacher, so he saw the application for a Flex program and he recommended to participate. It is because he has been in one of the exchange programs by the American councils, but it was not educational, it was more of a medical. So he works as a, at the same time he works at a school and at a hospital, so he applied for the medical exchange program. So they went to schools and they went to hospitals and saw how medicine works in the United States of America. All right, so in 2020, so it was a little bit different from now. So most of the stuff we did was online, but and like 30%, 20% of the documents were paper based. Hop, demak 2020-yili ozgina boshqacharoq edi, lekin hozirgidan unaqa katta farq qilmaydi Flex. Qanday bo'ldi? 2020-yilda misol примерно bir 80% etaplar onlayn bo'lgan bo'lsa, 20% qog'ozda hujjatda bo'lgan. But from this year, well, I mean from last year, one of my students applied and she became one of the finalists. Demak, finalistlardan bittasi bo'ldi, o'quvchim topshirdi, and most of the stuff were online. Ya'ni ko'p narsalar onlayn bo'lib ketdi. Okay, so but unfortunately in 2020, as you remember, as you know, it was pandemic, right? So it was due to pandemic and our results postponed. Yani bizni natijalarimiz kechikdi, orqaga surildi, and eventually it was cancelled. Afsuski atmay bo'lib ketdi. So we were like desperate. We were really unhappy. So some people cried, and so we thought we couldn't go there. But fortunately, a year later, so American councils decided to organize a different program, which is called Uzbekistan Youth Leadership Program. So in short, UZYLP. Ya'ni shunaqa bo'lgan, endi 2020-yil pandemiya bo'lganligi uchun, koronavirus bo'lganligi uchun o'sha paytlar Amerika birinchi o'rinda edi, o'sha koronavirusdan zararlanish bo'yicha. Shunda u Amerika konsulligi ham o'zi they started working from home. Ya'ni uydan turib ishlashni boshlagan, uydan turib misol ishlaganda keyin natijalar kechikkan oxiri borib turib keyin atmen bo'lgan, ya'ni bekor qilingan biz borishimiz. Shunda ular boshqacha programma tashkillashtirishgan bir yildan keyin. So I'm a flex finalist but I'm not an alumni. Ya'ni men flex finalistman, lekin alumni emas. Alumni bilan flex finalist farqi. Finalist bu oxirigacha finalgacha borib yutgan odam. Endi alumni bo'lsa u borib kelgan. Ya'ni bu yerda o'qib, borib, o'sha yashab kelgan. So I'm not a flex I'm a flex finalist, but I'm a UZYLP alumni. I'm a UZYLP alumni hisoblanaman. Okay, so according to Flex, right? So students go there, live with a host family. They study at a typical American school. But our program was a little bit different. It lasted 1 month. It only lasted 1 month, but this opportunity was given only to us, only to finalists who are from Uzbekistan. Lekin bu imkoniyat faqatgina O'zbekistonga berilgan xolos. 998 ta o'quvchi yutgan o'sha 2020-yilda 998 ta o'quvchidan atiga 18 kishi borishga muvaffaq bo'lganmiz butun dunyo bo'ylab. Buni endi turli xil sabablar bor. Uni sabablaridan biri o'rtada Flex dasturi O'zbekistonda to'xtatilgan va biz yana ochilgandan keyingi birinchi finalistlar bo'lganmiz. We were one of the first finalists, so that's why they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to cancel it. Hali boshqa davlatlarga berilmagan, boshqa o'quvchilarga berilmagan imkoniyat bizga berilgan. Although it lasted 1 month, well, it was a very memorable experience, lifelong. It was very lifelong experience. Ya'ni bir oy bo'lgan bo'lsa ham, anchagina ko'p taassurotlar bo'lgan, juda bir hayotimizni o'zgartiradigan ko'p voqealar bo'lgan. So it was like great. It was so it is difficult to describe the feelings with words. Ya'ni u yerda o'sha hissiyotlarni ichimizdan o'tgan narsalarni so'zlar bilan tasvirlash qiyin. Okay, so what we did in America? Ya'ni biz Amerikada nimalar qilganmiz? Well, we stayed. Well, I've been in 3 states. Men 3 ta shtatda bo'lganman. Virginia, Washington DC and Washington. Hop, Virginiada, Washington DCda va Washingtonda. And so many people think that Washington DC and Washington are same states, but they are different. Washington DC is in eastern part of the United States, and it's the capital city. And Washington is in the northwestern part of America. It is an independent state. Hop, demak Washington DC bilan Washingtonda nima farqi bor? Washington DC bu Amerikaning sharqroq tomonida, u Virginiyaning oldida, Virginiya shtatining oldida, u poytaxt shahar. Endi shimoliy g'arbda Washington, u alohida bitta shtat. It's bigger, it's very big. Katta, u bittasi Atlantik okeani bo'lsa, bittasi tinch. All right, and what we did? So we spent 1 week in Washington DC and 3 weeks in Washington and a couple of days in Virginia. Until lunchtime, we used to have workshops on different skills. For example, how to improve our leadership skills and problem-solving skills or communication skills, or we learned how to do projects. And in the afternoons, we went out. We toured the city, we visited different kinds of places, like the National Museum, or we went to the White House, and we have been to the Space Needle in Seattle. So I have also visited Seattle. Hop, nima bo'lgan? Bizda obedgacha workshop bo'lardi. Workshoplarda biz har xil o'sha muammolarni hal qilish, jamiyatdagi muammolarga qanday yondashish kerak, keyin ya'ni liderlik qobiliyatlarimizni o'stirish bo'yicha har xil workshoplar bo'lgan. Buni hali ancha-muncha joyda o'rganib bo'lmaydi u narsani. Shunaqa spetsialniy joylarda o'qitiladi, o'rgatiladi xolos bu narsalar. Obeddan keyin bo'lsa aylanardik. Har xil o'sha mashhur sizlar ko'rgan, misol sizlar biladigan Oq uy, Kapitoliy, har xil o'sha даже shunaqa bo'lgan. Mana so for example in Andijan, right? We live in Andijan. So although many people live in Andijan, some people haven't been to maybe Navain Park or maybe like Navroz shopping mall. Yani o'z misol Andijonda yashaymiz, Andijonda bo'lib turib, lekin ko'pchilik hali Navoiy parkka borib ko'rmagan, to'g'rimi? Hali misol yoki Navro'zim shopping mallni ko'rmagan bo'lishi mumkin. The same situation happens, ya'ni bizda ham xuddi shunaqa bo'lgan. The places where we have been, where the places where many Americans haven't visited yet. Ya'ni даже mana biz borgan joylar hali Amerikaliklar o'zlari bormagan, hali o'zlari misol ko'rmagan, ulgurmagan joylar ham bo'lgan. Like we have been to everywhere in Washington and Washington DC. Ya'ni Washington bilan Washington DCda deyarli hamma joyga borib kelgan edik. Okay, now I want to give you one advice. Like I think you already have enough information about Flex program, but I want to talk about a different thing. Hop, o'zi hozir sizlarda Flex haqida o'zi yetarlicha ma'lumotga ega bo'ldinglar hozir, o'sha deyarli hozir hamma savollaringizga javob oldinglar, lekin men boshqa narsa haqida gapirmoqchiman. And also my students are applying for the Flex program, men o'quvchilarim ham o'zi Flexga topshiryapti. And also when I was applying, I made some like minor mistakes while applying. Ya'ni o'sha hujjat topshirayotganda men ham xatolar qilganman. Like being careless, e'tiborsiz bo'lish. I don't know why, bilmayman nimaga. Many students do the exact opposite thing of what you tell. Ya'ni juda ko'p o'quvchilar nima qiladi? Biz aytayotgan narsani umuman teskarisini qiladi. Like you're given instruction, you're going to another country, you're not going to another neighborhood. Siz hali boshqa mahallaga ketayotganingiz, boshqa davlatga ketyapsiz. So read the instructions carefully. Ya'ni hamma narsani sizlarga e'tiborli bo'lishni talab qilaman. Nima deydi? Hali bu faqatgina not only in Flex dasturida emas, o'zi umuman hamma narsada. Hamma narsa o'sha to'liq o'qib chiqmaslikdan, yo'riqnomalar to'liq misol yondashmaslikdan kelib chiqadi. Hop, like so many things, so many students don't read the instructions carefully. They just put like a tick, I consent, and they do not know what they're consenting on. Ya'ni даже mana juda ko'p o'quvchilar nima qiladi? Roziman deb belgilab o'tib ketadi, nimaga rozilik bildirayotganini o'zi ham bilmaydi. Like everything is covered in United States. When you're in United States, if you are a Flex finalist, everything is covered. Ya'ni agar siz Flex finalist bo'ladigan bo'lsangiz, hamma narsa qoplangan bo'ladi. But if you have, like, for example, you have an allergy, if you have to take supplements constantly, then you have to give it. You have to provide it in your application. Ya'ni agarda mabodo sizda qanaqadir bir meditsinskiy misol doimiy ichib turadigan, sizga kerak bo'ladigan tabletkalar kerak bo'lsa, qanaqadir allergiyangiz bo'lsa, u narsani keltirgan bo'lishingiz kerak. Ko'pchilik o'quvchilar nima qiladi? Uni o'qimaydi, keltirmaydi. Flex o'zi qoplanadi, lekin agar siz uni keltirmagan bo'lsangiz, ular qilib bermaydi u narsani. Sababi siz uni keltirmagan bo'lasiz. And also the other day, one of my students sent a screenshot and she told me that she couldn't complete that form, ya'ni that page. Bitta o'quvchim nima qilyapti? Shunda screenshot qilyapti-da, bitta sahifani tashlab turib, menga shu sahifani qanday qilishni bilmayapman deyapti. O'shanda sahifaga kirsam, o'rtada application shu yo'riqnoma turibdi. Qanday bajarish bo'yicha. Prosta yuklamagan, uni qilmagan. So please read the instructions carefully. Don't make any mistakes. Try not to make any mistakes. Okay, and also, so I have two more things to explain. Hop, birinchi o'rinda ikkita narsani aytib o'tmoqchiman. Hop, application formda, in application form, if you miss something, or if you forget to fill in something, so will you fail? Hop, agar application formda birorta narsani qoldirib ketgan bo'lsangiz, birorta narsani unutib qoldirgan bo'lsangiz, aytaylik, rasm joylamadingiz yoki qayergadir bitta misol qo'l qo'yish kerak edi, qo'l qo'ymadingiz. Unda yiqilasizmi? No. They're going to send back the application, the exact page, and ask you to fill in. Ya'ni ular kelgan sizga yana o'sha narsani, o'sha sahifani alohida ochib beradi-da, to'ldirishga qo'yib beradi. Lekin but you should be very careful, ehtiyot bo'lishingiz kerak. It is because it might like leave an impression about how that you might be irresponsible. Lekin bu hali mas'uliyatsizlik degandek qaraladi-da bu narsa. Hali bu negativ tushuncha bo'lib qolishi mumkin ularda. So try to like make it perfect. Okay, hali iloji boricha 100% mukammal qilishga harakat qiling. Hali qoldirmang, don't leave out anything. Hech narsani qoldirib ketmang. And secondly, shunaqa some students rush. Ya'ni juda ko'p o'quvchilar misol shoshiladi. How? For example, the application is open from 13th of August and till the 16th of September. Ya'ni 13-avgust 16-sentyabrgacha ochiq bo'lyapti-da. And so many students think that if I apply earlier, then they think that it's a sign of responsibility. Ya'ni juda ko'p o'quvchilar aytadi, agar ertaroq topshirsam, ertaroq hujjatdan o'tadigan bo'lsam, hali mas'uliyatli ekan deb o'ylaydi deb turib, hali noqulay vaqtda, noqulay joyda, misol applicationni boshlab oladi. keyin nima bo'ladi? What's going to happen? They're not going to write the essay like as they want it, or they're going to leave out the questions, and then it's going to cause them problems. Keyin nima bo'ladi? Misol o'sha o'zlari xohlagandaqa to'ldira olmaydi, essaylarda o'zlari xohlagandaqa yoza olmaydi, keyin u narsa muammo bo'ladi keyinchalik. U narsa muammoga aylanadi. That's why, like, if you apply on the 16th, it's not a big problem. Like, you have to do it exactly as they said. Prosta ular xuddi shunaqa aytgandaqa qilib to'ldirsangiz bo'ldi. Ya'ni u narsa misol uchun tezroq bo'lish kerak degan narsa yo'q. Hali some students like wrote 3 essays in one day. Ya'ni misol ba'zi o'quvchilar bor, 3 ta essayni bir kunda yozadi, apply qiladi, and then they're eventually going to fail. Oxirida yiqiladi because you're given 5 days. Sizga 5 kun vaqt beriladi. Why? It is because you can't write that essay in one sitting. Ya'ni nimaga misol 5 kun berilyapti? Sabab siz u essayni bitta o'tirganda yoza olmaysizda. It takes you 5 days. Like, you write a template, bitta namuna yozasiz, and you think, how can I change it? What can I add? So 5 kunda, like, you change many things. Ko'p narsani o'zgartirasiz to make your essay perfect, and essayingizni mukammal qilish uchun. Okay, so I think that's it. Then